Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of volunteering in hostels specifically. So I've volunteered in 2 hostels so far, so obviously I'm not saying I'm an expert by any means, but I thought I'd just share kind of my experiences and talk about like best and the worst parts that I've experienced. So yeah, I think I'm just going to start with the pros. Firstly is that it is quite flexible. So if you're planning to move to Japan, let's say for a year, maybe you're doing a working holiday and you want to travel around, and you don't want to, pay for your accommodation, you don't want to pay for hotels, and you don't want to like rent a room either. It's a good way to get short-term accommodation, anywhere from, I've seen as short as 2 weeks up to 1 or 2 months, depending on how long you want to stay. Number 2 is that the work is generally pretty easy and it's a pretty chill environment. Since you are a volunteer, they know that they're not gonna pay you, so usually for the most part they don't have very high expectations. It can depend on where you are, but I've been pretty lucky that I've sat in some hostels that weren't the best for the guests. So as a worker there, it was good because it meant that we didn't really have to do much, to be honest, and it was just very chill and easy. Another pro is that you get to experience the cities better than if you were just traveling, let's say. For example, if you're just traveling around, maybe you're staying for 3 or 4 days in like Tokyo or Osaka, like that is nowhere near enough time to see the city properly. Like I spent 2 months in Osaka and I still felt like I didn't even do everything that I wanted to do. So yeah, it's a good way to stay longer in a place and really take your time and see it properly. Another big pro is meeting new people. So obviously in a hostel, you're always going to have guests coming and going. Especially if it's in a big city or like just a popular place. You're going to meet a lot of travelers and also other volunteers as well. I was lucky in my hostel in Osaka, there were like 7 or 8 of us, I think, and we all lived together and everyone just got along well. Like, we went out for dinners, we went like on trips, and it was really cool to basically have automatically like 6 or 7 new friends just straight away. Another pro is that generally they're pretty easy to find and you don't need a lot of experience. So most of the volunteering jobs I've had, I've literally just sent an email and just told them like, hey, this is a bit about me and just the dates that I was available to work, and then I got the job just like that. I can only speak from Japan, but I feel like a lot of countries as well. Yeah, it's pretty easy, it's pretty chill, you don't need an experience, you don't really need any qualifications, or most of the time you don't have to do an interview. It's just like you apply and you get the job. And the last pro is that you're saving money. So I kind of spoke about this before, but basically if you're a volunteer, you're not paying for your accommodation, and a lot of times if it's a hostel, generally like it's in a pretty good location, like it's pretty central, and it's somewhere that you probably wouldn't otherwise be able to afford to stay in. So yeah, it's really good and convenient. And some of the time you also get free food, free ingredients, like people leave stuff, so I've gotten a lot of free clothes as well. So yeah, in general you save money and you get like free stuff as well. I would say the cons are that for Japan you do need to have a like long-term visa. Like everywhere that I've applied to has not accepted people on a tourist visa, so you either do need like a working holiday or a work visa or maybe a student visa or something like that. I know other countries are probably more lenient, but I think Japan is just a little bit more strict. Also, you have to generally stay at least a month. I have seen some places for 2 weeks, but generally the minimum is a month, and some places that are really popular, they like even 2 or 3 months as well. So if you are really like low on time, you might not be able to do it because yeah, you need to commit at least like 2 or 3 weeks usually. Obviously you don't get paid, so you're not saving money. So obviously, yeah, if you are going out a lot and shopping and doing stuff, like you still are gonna run out of money. But one thing that I saw people do was that they would volunteer for free accommodation, and then they would also get a part-time job as well. So you can still, do volunteering and then work on the side and get a little bit of money to fund your travels. And the last con is that you are living in a hostel. So for the most part, the staff dorm is shared. I have heard of some places that give you private rooms, but I think usually it's going to be a shared dorm, so you're going to be living with other staff as well, so obviously you won't have much privacy. And living in a hostel, there's always going to be people around. It may be loud at times, it might not be the most clean environment. And also, yeah, it can be gross as well. Obviously you have to clean showers, you know, bathrooms, probably kitchens, things like that. So just be aware that, you know, it's not the most glamorous lifestyle. But for me it was a lot of fun, and it's something that I definitely recommend for people that are traveling on a budget especially, and it's something that I'm gonna keep on doing around Japan and other places as well. So yeah, hopefully this video is informative and helpful, and I'll see you in my next one. Mata ne!